You know, you got nice color skin. What color would you say that is?
Hey YouTube, Abraham here from A Vlogs for another movie review, and for this video we will be talking about Killers of the Flower Moon. Sorry for that noise, aso yun ng wife ko. But yeah, Chewy will just probably be going around for this video, but this hopefully be a quick review for a long film. So yes, medyo mahaba ang movie na to, and that's probably one of my biggest comments about this that I take against this film. That's the only thing actually I have to say that's on the negative aspect when it comes to this movie. It's just relatively slow in pacing. It takes its sweet time to get to the point. But beyond that, everything else is just simply perfect. First and foremost, I have to commend the direction of Martin Scorsese. You know that it is a signature Scorsese film. You see that there's this level of excellence when it comes to, first and foremost, the cinematography. The cinematography I have to commend because it's so fresh in so many aspects. There are things that keep it alive and active despite it being 3 hours long. And I think it needed that. It needed really that amount of energy and amount of youthfulness. There were a lot of varieties in terms of the shots chosen for this. And that was, I think, needed to keep the energy for a 3 hour long film. So cinematography definitely was a huge check here because you have so many elements here that really showcased how great of a director behind the camera kind of guy Scorsese is. Now, one of the things that really blew me away here, of course, you would expect it, is the casting. DiCaprio is the type of actor who chooses his roles really well. Like, I don't think he's ever chosen a bad role to be in. I don't think he's ever been in a film that flopped or that was technically bad. And therefore, this film is another proof of that he knows how to pick his roles. He knows which ones would gain a great amount of variety for him to play around with. He complements every single thing that there is in this movie in terms of the casting as well. Robert De Niro was also great as well. Woman here, I forgot her name, the name of the actress, but she was phenomenal as well. Like, there was no role at all here that was underutilized, that went in the wrong footing. Everything in terms of the casting choices was really well done or well chosen. All pointed also to the story, wherein they were able to really maximize the story of it all. Your main characters are very interesting because DiCaprio's character and De Niro's characters are technically the villains. It felt weird, to be honest, I realized, following your main characters as the antagonists of this film. It felt like a very Scorsese film, direction-wise. It felt like a very Leonardo DiCaprio thing to do. He has those advocacies for humanity and for nature and all of these things, and I felt like it was in tune to that. Like, this is the first time white supremacy was like being in the forefront of how negative it looked. Actually, I think historically, because of the oil, because they were the ones who discovered it and whatnot, they were the ones who were in the upper hand, if you will, and the whites were the ones who were capitalizing on that and flipped the tables, if you will. It shakes you to see this. It's something bothersome all the more, but you do get this sense that there's a message here that's being delivered for people to be awoken, both sides, whether you're the oppressed or the oppressor or whatnot. You have this messaging that people need to wake up to and people need to realize, and that's why it was very weird, or it was unsettling at first watching all of these things. There's a lot of unsettling images in this film. There's a lot of things that don't really sit well. Even the fact that you're watching the villains plot and get their way and whatnot, but it's brilliantly played out. Again, it's really long. That was my biggest comment negatively. But at the same time, you don't necessarily feel that length when you're so immersed with that acting performance, with the unique style and unique story in itself. The cinematography keeps it alive. And a lot of people that we were watching with in the cinemas didn't even need to take a bathroom break because they were so engrossed with the film. And that's something very amazing to do in a movie like this because it's so long it could get so boring. But in a way, there were moments, but as a whole, Killers of the Flower Moon is very poetic, it's artistic, it's boasting a great story, a great cast, and all the more, no, on top of everything, it's very entertaining. It's a nice woke message to, sink into. So I give this film definitely, just because of the pacing, a 9 out of 10, but everything else about this movie is just brilliant. I do suggest that you check out Killers of the Flower Moon. Come here, Chewy. Kasi medyo maingay na si Chewy. But I do suggest that you guys check it out. And don't forget to make every day into an adventure. Bye, guys. Boo-booey. Boo-booey.